Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. This is a channel where I look at Pokemon cards, primarily focusing on the artwork of Pokemon cards. The subject of today's video is this little fellow here. This is Gengar, a very popular Pokemon. I like Gengar, first generation, one of the better Generation 1 Pokemon. Sorry, that's not Gengar. That's Gengar. This is the Zukan figures, which came out about 20 years ago. 40th scale, Japanese limited edition set. It's just a nice little representation of Gengar and his pre-evolutions. Now, what am I doing today? I'm doing the top 10 Gengar from my collection. It may not be the top 10 Gengar. Well, it probably is, except I'm cheating here because I've had a morning looking for the cards I wanted to do in this video, and I couldn't find one of them. So I don't know where it's gone. So the one that should be on the list is by Naoya Kimura from Rising Rivals, the GL Gengar. I couldn't find a copy to show you on the video, so I've had to replace something else and put something else in at 10th place. And I was thinking for a long time what I wanted to do, and I thought, actually, I'm going to give it, very unusually for me, I'm going to give it to this Yukiko Baba card, because if you've seen any of my videos, hang on, I'll just bring the camera angle down a bit. You'll know that I'm not a big fan of Yukiko Baba or any of these artists that paint in a primitivism, naive style of illustration. To me, they just look like children's drawings that some child has brought back from school and the parent has put it on the fridge with a magnet. However, that's beside the point, because I know that Yukiko Baba is a very popular artist. There are people who collect their work. And actually, given how simplistic the design of Gengar is, I think Yukiko Baba is perfectly suited to Yukiko Baba's art style. So I've got a couple of layers of plastic here. I'm going to take this opportunity to have a little look at these cards that don't often come out of the plastic and just see if they're surviving after all these years. This one is from Expedition. So was in 2002. That's a 23-year-old card. And it's a fairly straightforward representation of Gengar standing there with a bit of, I'm not sure what, sand and looks like leaks in the background. But as Baba cards go, I think that's a very successful one. And it's a set I like a lot, Expedition. So I've put that in as a proxy 10th, although I would have found space for Kimura's card if I could find a copy to put on this video. So that's number 10. So in 9th place, I decided to go for, I think, this one. This is Koiki Saito from Legend Maker. Now, the EX era has a lot of very memorable sets, and it has a few forgettable sets, and Legend Maker is one of those slightly more forgettable sets. But Koiki Saito is an artist I'm very fond of. This is a very clean, cartoony style. Reminds me very much of looking at almost like a photograph of this figure. Great angle chosen with Gengar's malevolent little up look there. Really classy piece of illustration, very typical Saito artwork. Love it. Very nice card. So that was from Legend Maker. That's number 9 on my list for today. Number 8, I have gone for, actually I've gone for this Arita card here. This is from Fire Red Leaf Green and one of the early EX cards, which generally are very disappointing cards to me, but Arita did a few of them, and some of Arita's ones are disappointing. I don't like his Raichu one at all, but this one I do actually like quite a bit. I sadly do not have the Japanese print of this, otherwise I'd be showing you that. But that's a nice little card. It's CG artwork, but still, it's got a lot of personality. I love the lighting on it. Yeah, really, really good. Nice little card. So that I've put in as my 8th favourite Gengar card in my collection. 7th place. I think I'll go for this one. This is Sabrina's Gengar by Ken Sugimori, and this is from Gym Challenge. I don't have a Japanese print to show you at the moment. I may have one somewhere in the house, but I haven't dug it out. I just came across this one and thought, well, we'll use that one. Oh, the double sleeved. I don't need to take the sleeves off because it's not a hollow or anything. So this is prime Sugimori artwork. The mottling of his paintwork is just typical Sugimori. And that is just a clean image in front of the moon. The look on his face, it's brilliant. A very black looking Gengar, less purple than a lot of the other ones. But it's a very memorable image. Far prefer this to the hollow from the same set, which doesn't make my list because I don't particularly like it. I think it's a rather tedious card. So that is where I'm going to put that one. 10, 9, 8, 7. So in 6th place, what am I going to go for? We're going to go for this one. This is by Kyoko Umamoto, and I don't have this in Japanese. No, I don't. So this is from Skyridge, and let's just check the hollow. Looks pretty good. There's also a non-hollow version of this. I haven't pulled that one out, but and a reverse and all. You know, I've just brought the hollow one out today. I love Umamoto's artwork. Quite a graphic style, quite flat, representative. What colour is Gengar in this? Sort of slate, greeny, bluey, grey. Odd. It's funny how people choose different colour. It changes. I've read elsewhere that the Pokemon Company or creatures or whoever commissioned the artwork are very strict with the artists, or certainly these days, about what colour palette they can use to represent the Pokemon. You really do have to stick to what is in the manual. But Gengar seems to have a little bit of liberty as to how they colour it. And in this instance, it works very well. Very nice. These ruins appear in a lot of the cards from Skyridge, so there's a sort of theme. I don't know why. I'm going to put that back into a top loader for now because I don't think it's quite a valuable card, so it shouldn't be knocking around in a penny sleeve. Sort of card I ought to really get graded, but I don't grade cards because I'm never going to sell them. And once they're graded, they're locked behind a whole layer of plastic and I can't look at them properly. So that is my 6th favourite card. In 5th place, I went for this one. And this is by Narumi Sato and came out in Lost Origin, or can't remember, Dark Phantasma maybe. Can't remember what the Japanese set was for this one. I just love this. I love their artwork. It's a bit Kimura-like. It's a bit Sugimori-like as well in the coloration, but the more fine outline is and detailed background rather lifts it away from Sugimori's artwork. It's beautiful. Great card. This is Sword and Shield era, so the hollow is these sort of downward lines of, but still it works very nicely in this instance. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. So that is my 5th favourite Gengar. It's not a valuable card, but it's a beautiful card. So I'm going to put that one there. Now it becomes a little bit difficult. I think I've gone for this one as my fourth favourite, which technically isn't just a Gengar card, it's Gengar and Mimikyu. We'll put the English ones over there. This is from Team Up, and let me just... It's in double plastic, yes. I love Arita. My favourite artist, if you follow my channel, you know that Arita is my #1 artist. And I think the representation of Gengar here is just amazingly good. Mimikyu not so good, looks a bit silly, floppy-eared, but yeah. Very nice card. One of the better tag team cards, really. Although they're all lovely, and you know, the fact that Arita did virtually all of them, except for the last couple, makes them nice, consistent set to collect. So that was my number 4. In third place, I have gone for Dark Gengar by Ayakazube. And I think what she did with this card was just genius. At the time, it was... I haven't got the Japanese one here, sorry. Let's have a look at the first edition one. We'll put those ones over there. This was such a distinctive card when it came out in Neo Destiny back in 2000. Yeah, the style of it is just so intense. And I just love it. It's a simple card, but it's very Kazube. She did a lot of dark cards in this period of her artwork. That is just lovely. Look at that. It's so funny. Yeah. As you get a lot of this with Neo Destiny, that I've got the sunlight today is coming from over there, and it catches along the silvering on the top of the card. The edges of the cards do this, but if you turn it the other way around, it disappears. But yeah, so it's in pretty good condition as a first edition. There's not a lot of hollow there to get scratched up, and I try to keep these in pretty good condition. They don't often come out of however many levels of plastic I keep them in. So that is a nice little card, very dear to me. Brings back a lot of memories. So that was my third favourite Gengar. Right, second place is the final Arita card that you'll be seeing today. This is my favourite Arita card of Gengar. We're going to just look at the Japanese one actually today. And this one is from Arceus, I think. Don't know what the Japanese set was. PT Platinum or whatever. It's from that period, and that is brilliant artwork, incredibly detailed, so much atmosphere with the thunderstorm going on in the background, the roof tiles, the city landscape, the moonlight, that look on Gengar's face. That is a good piece of artwork. He really is the most talented of artists. Love it, love it, love it. So that is my number 2, which means something's beaten. I think anyone who knows me knows what my number 1 is. It's by one of my favourite artists who I collect, and is this one. This is the Mizaki Gengar by Hironobu Yoshida. And let's have a little... I don't know how many layers of plastic it's in. Might just be in a penny sleeve inside the top loader, actually. So it looks that way. So this is the Mizaki Gengar, which there is no English print of this. There's another Japanese print of it, the web series version. But this is the original Mizaki Gengar. You had to send away a haunter with the pass card and receive this back in the mail. There's a little tiny speck on his forehead that looks like hollow foil bleeding through, perhaps. But it's in pretty good shape. And as I've said when I did my Yoshida video, this was a big expense for me at the time. Obviously, by modern standards, not remotely. But I remember paying about £30 for this card back in the day, 25 years ago. And thinking, oh, it's a lot of money. £30 for a card, that's a lot of money, but obviously a worthwhile investment. I wouldn't be able to pick this up now. And it is, yes, it does look like Saturday Night Fever in a discotheque. But it is just genius. And it's got that sort of mystique of being it's a Japanese exclusive artwork, and it's a special Japanese exclusive art. The Mizaki cards are special cards. So I'm very pleased I got it at the time, because, as I say, I would not be picking that up now, not a chance. And it has a special place in my heart as one of the early expensive purchases I made back in the day that I felt terrible guilt about at the time, of spending so much money, £30 on a card. But then with time, I realised that I probably made a very good decision to do that. So there you go. Those are 10 cards. As I say, this is in here simply because I couldn't find my preferred 10th place card, which would have been the Kimura from Rising Rivals. But these are some very nice Gengar cards. And that's a video for today.